hair. I've actually gotten good with braiding my own hair. I was ready for change. I'm one of the women who I like change. Today is day 11. No cigarettes. I still got my coffee though. You know, maybe that'll be the next thing I'll try to quit. But, but I came on here to talk about something. I'm not really a TV watcher really. In fact, I really don't hardly ever get a chance to really look at TV because I'm usually pretty busy. But today I was like, well, let me put on um, let me put on something or let me look at something while I'm braiding my hair. That was my whole thought, right? So I'm like, let me find something to look at. So I ended up going to Roku. I ended up going to Roku TV. Uh, and I came across this right here. I'm gonna show y'all that. Let me turn it around. How turn this around? I came across this right here. This Cold and Windy. This is what I came across, right? So I was like, well, let me find something to look at while I'm doing my hair. So the miniseries is about these two drill rappers, right? It's one's named Cold, the other one's named Wendy. That's their rap name. That's not their real name, but that's their rap name. When I say from episode one, this bug had me like I couldn't even. I'm sitting here braiding my hair, and I was just like, well, let me start with episode one, right? Because it's 8 episodes in a season, and these two young ladies, she's treacherous. She ain't no joke. She's not cold. She really wants out the game. That's really what she wants. She really wants out the game, but she's straight hood. She's straight streets. She don't give a darn. You know, she's treacherous. Her. I think that's Wendy. I think this is Wendy and this is Cold. When I say that freaking series, it had me hooked. It's so funny because I used to live in Chicago, so I recognize like some of the different streets and different places and just how it looked or whatever, and it really made me miss Chicago because I miss Chicago. But I'm sitting here braiding my hair, and I'm just like, well, let me see what this is all about because I had never heard of it before. That those 8 series had me hooked. I'm up here looking for the second season, and I don't see the second season. What I used to always tell the artists in the Atlanta music industry group, and if you and it's spelled like this. Let me tell you. So I have a group on Facebook, and it's the Atlanta music with a Z, music industry. This is what it is. This is my group. I started this group actually when I was living in Chicago. So if you can see that, it's Atlanta music. Music has a Z in it, not a C. So anyway, I mean not an S. It's Music, not Music. So anyway, I started that group when I was living in Chicago, right? And the only reason that made me start that group was because I was a part of another Atlanta music industry something, another Atlanta music whatever, and they must have put me out. They must have put me out because I couldn't find it. So when I moved to Chicago, I really started dealing with the artists out there. I started dealing with, I started really getting into the music side of stuff. I had already done film because I had done the movie This Can't Be Love and all that kind of stuff, but I hadn't really started dealing with the music. It was Chicago who brought the music side out of me. So I started dealing with the artists. I started promoting the artists. I had an artist that I was part of a management team called the Green Team, and it was all women. It was like um, we had an artist who he basically hand selected a whole management team, and he only wanted women. So I was one of the women that was there, and we was about to take him to the next level. This was like 2012, and this is before the drill rapping stuff really became popular. I was living in Chicago during that time, and I remember telling my artists, our artists, I was like, listen, I kind of feel bad because I might have helped usher in a really crazy time in our music history. But I told him, I said, listen here, you know, right now you got a lot of independent artists that's coming up. You know, you got a lot of independent artists or whatever. I said, but what they need is they need an anthem, right? They need an artist to come with an anthem, something that's gonna make them be like, you know, boom, I'm going to get it. This is what I was telling him. So he was about to get signed with Atlantic Records, man. I would be on the phone with them, you know, with the record label and him, and really trying to get him signed. That was the goal. But you know, the problem was he was a man that didn't want to listen. How you gonna get a whole group of women and then you don't want to listen to us? So he didn't want to listen to us, you know, the way he should have. And some things happened, and we had a song for him. We had a song that we was about to drop that was going to be it. And he was talking with, because I was kind of like in Chicago and then also flying back and forth between Chicago and Atlanta. So I was like working in Chicago but still handling business, had the radio show, still dealing with the music stuff in Atlanta and Chicago. It was crazy how it was back and forth. But anyway, um, the management team, the part of my team that was still based in Atlanta, they was meeting with Alessino back then, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And we were about to drop a song for him. Like I knew this song was going to be a hit for him. There was no doubt in my mind. I said, we dropped this song, it's a rap. You going to the next level. He ended up not listening to us because we told him, don't go back home, because back home, you go back home, you're going to end up getting in trouble and you're going to end up getting locked up. And we knew that if he got locked up, that's a rap. And you want to listen. He ended up going home. So the producers and the people that we was working with in Atlanta ended up, I believe in my heart, I don't have proof, but I believe they sold the song out. Because the very theme song that we was working on for him, you remember that song, I Just Wanna Be Rich? You remember that way back, about 2012. I can't play it because I know they'll hit my, you know, YouTube will ban me. But it was that song with Alessino on it, talking about he just wanted to be rich. That was something we was working on with our artists. So I was really in that world during that time. And it was, you know, and that's when drill rap started really coming out, Chief Keef and everything. I was living in Chicago during that time. I was so mad because that was his song. And that song got like 50 million hits. But I always been one who I know talent. You know what I'm saying? I know talent. How you doing? I know talent. I know music. And I am good with branding. You know, I know how to brand people. So I knew. I said, all you got to do is come up with something that's going to be an anthem for the other independent artists that's coming up the ranks. And you got you a hit. I knew that. But, you know. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, it was in Chicago that I really started dealing with artists and started having events for artists and all that kind of stuff. So I used to always tell the artists, and I still do tell them, in the Atlanta Music Industry Group, I do tell them. I said, listen, although I don't really support drill, you know, like I once did, because it took a really volatile, you know, people start really killing each other. You know what I'm saying? I never imagine at the time when I was representing this artist, I never knew that music was going to take such a violent turn. But the thing is, I think that the gangs kind of got into the music system, the music industry, and they just took it to a level that I never saw coming. You know, I didn't see it coming. But I used to always tell the artists, like, listen, don't ever put yourself in a box. You know, like, do different type of things with your brand. Like, yeah, you rap, that's cool, that's bomb diggy, but there's other ways to spread your brand. And I started telling them then, why not, you know, get into some of these independent films or things of that nature. I always tell them that. So when I came across this Kold and Wendy episode out of Chicago, because I remember when I lived there, they weren't really doing any independent films. Like, I had already done it, so when I got to Chicago, they were kind of like the people on the underground. I'm not talking about the ones who got money who could do whatever, but the underground people, the indie artists, the regular ones, they wasn't doing movies. You know, they wasn't doing that then. So I brought something new to the people that was around me. Rest in peace to a couple of them that passed away. Jay Wonder was one. You know, he ended up getting killed. But anyway, they wasn't used to the whole uh, filming thing. They wasn't there yet. So anyway, when I run across this episode, this Cold and Windy, it immediately brought back memories because I was, we were in it deep. We had a one event where Shauna was the lead, and it was called the Chicago Fest. We had the Chicago Summer Fest, Chicago Spring Fest. Like that was me, right? But So anyway, when I came across this video, I was just like, let me just see what this is about. Let me see what this Let me see. I need something to do while I'm doing my hair. That's why I was like, I need something to do, to take my mind off of this. When I say this mug right here is the freaking bomb, them two young ladies, they did the darn thing. They understood. They're independent artists. So I'd never heard of either one of them. I never heard of either one of them. But they figured out a way to mix their music, and they're drill rappers. But they figured out a way to mix their music with movies. They did this film. When I say this mug is the bomb, I'm pissed because I can't find episode 2. I didn't watch the whole 8 episodes in one freaking day. I didn't watch the whole thing, y'all. She treacherous. She'll beat up a man or a woman. She don't give a darn. She's treacherous. She's more the beauty of it. She's the pretty one out the group, but she really don't want to be in it no more. Like she really wants out the life. She understands that drill music has caused a lot of artists kids to follow it, and the violence and stuff. It comes behind it or whatever. So even though that's her thing and that's what she does, she's really wanting to get out of it. But her partner is die hard. She ain't going nowhere, and she got a hold on her. It's so good. When I say that mug was good, when I say that mug was the bomb, when I say you gonna sit there and when you start, I don't care if you don't like. If you're somebody who you against drill rap, or you're against rap, or if you feel like the music is crazy, which it is. But if you're someone who you like movies, they did that. And I always be telling people, I'm like, you know what? I never knew who Tupac was. It's just me. This ain't everybody else. But I never knew who Tupac was until I saw the movie Juice. I love the movie Juice. And once I saw the movie Juice, then I was just like, well, who's the artist? And then it was like, oh, that's Tupac. You don't know Tupac? And I didn't at the time. But he understood how to cross his art, his music, over into other genres so that, other people would discover him. I would tell artists all the time, there's plays, there's movies, there's games, there's all kind of different ways to spread your brand. When I did the movie This Can't Be Love, I made sure that I put my music, Superwoman, in there. Because I understand, people who may have never clicked on my music video will still see it because they clicked on the movie. So watch that. Go to Cold and Windy and watch that freaking series. You're not going nowhere. I promise you. You're going to sit there and you're going to watch all 8 of those series. And it grabs you from the very beginning. For me, it grabbed me from the very beginning. And I don't know if it's because I'm partial to Chicago and I recognize some of the different streets or whatever, or because I've been in the independent and underground industry for so long. I've been supporting musicians, artists, everybody that's creative. I've been supporting them, But when I saw this, I'm like, that's what I've been telling the artists. And somebody, I don't know, but I saw Georgia Peach at the end, so I'm wondering if they filmed it in Chicago, but was it Atlanta company that filmed it. I don't know, because it's like there's been a big influx of Chicagoans who have moved to Atlanta. Definitely a lot. It wasn't when I first moved there. It wasn't a lot of people. Hello, um, I don't know what Panji. I don't know Pay Genji. I don't know what that is. What's going on? Is that Olezek or OLECZEK? What's going on? So I just want to come on here. If you're looking for a really good miniseries, I definitely encourage you to go and watch Kold and Wendy. That mug is the bomb. It was like the absolute bomb. And their acting is good. I mean, I'm like, what in the heck? Why haven't I heard about this before? I had never heard, and I think it came out in like 20. I want to say, when did it come out?
Why do I love Create Studio?
I want to say, did it come out in 2023 or something like that?
You can say goodbye to
You ready to do this?
For sure.
This mug is the bomb.
Best drill crew in the shop. The dynamic duo.
This this mug is the freaking bomb. They did this thing right here. You hear me? They did it. This mug was the bomb. Y'all gonna have to. I can't say the whole thing because I don't want YouTube to block me. But that mug, that whole series. I'm talking about. I sat there. I was able to, because I'm getting pretty good with braiding my own hair, and I go through that. Like I like changing styles. I don't like staying the same. That's the beauty of being a woman. You get to change your stuff. So I was just like, well, let's see what I can look at while I'm doing this, because I knew it was gonna take me a couple hours. That freaking series had me trapped for, what is it, an hour per series? So for 8 hours. I've been sitting there watching that mug, and I'm mad because they have not put out season 2. And they actually, this has been out. When did they put this? This has been out for a while. At least 2022. It must have came out in, I guess, January 2022, but I never had seen it before. But I think they had came out on Amazon Prime. That's probably how it came out first. And then maybe somebody picked it up, and maybe we or somebody picked it up and they brought it to Roku. That's how I saw it, through Roku. That mug is the bomb. They get 5 out of 5 stars for me, or if we doing 10, they get 10 out of 10 stars. It's really good. It's really, really, really good. No matter what your feelings are or what side of the plate you want about music or whatever, you cannot deny that's the bomb. And I think they've tried to do that before with like R&B. I think they had like one where they were supposed to be in a group, but I don't think it really caught on. But this right here, it kind of reminds you of Power. But it reminds you of Power, but it's dealing with these two females, these two rap artists. Where is season 2? That's what I want to know. I want to know where season 2 is. I need season 2, y'all. I'm not playing. I need season 2, and I'm serious. That got me hooked. Like, how you gonna put out season 1 and have me get hooked after 8 seasons, and I can't find season 2? I'm mad. Like, where is season 2? I need season 2. Yeah, that. Like, whoever has the money to invest in films, or if it's got something to do with money, like if they haven't put it out because of financing or something like that, y'all better jump on that. That is the bomb. I'm telling y'all. That mug is the bomb. To me, I don't know. I because I deal with artists, and I deal with the music industry, and I deal with all that kind of stuff, and I lived in Chicago. So it's just like, even when it came down to the lady with the candy store, that's how Chicago is. Chicago, they have the neighborhood candy lady. You know what I'm saying? They got the black club parties like no other city. I've never been to a city where they shut down the whole neighborhood all over Chicago. It be summertime. It ain't nothing. You'll go down the street and you'll see neighborhoods, whole neighborhoods blocked off, and they do them. And they serious about their block club parties. And everybody in the whole neighborhood come out, bring stuff. They have the little bouncing things for the kids and stuff. Like, Chicago ain't no joke when it comes to their block club parties. They're very family oriented. Chicago is a very family oriented city. The people who live in Chicago, them people who own them buildings, they don't move. Atlanta people move all the time. You know, most cities people move. They might live there this year, and 2 years later they don't live there no more. But Chicagoans, they don't move. They're very stable. These people who own these buildings, they grandmama pass it down to their niece, nephew, the cousin, everybody. Everybody's pretty stable. The people who live there have been living there for years. Chicago is. I miss Chicago. Chicago just ain't no joke. You can't, Chicago. Chicago is hardcore, but I miss Chicago. I miss the love of Chicago. I mean, every city got its pluses and its minuses, The violence is real, but I don't know if it's as real as the news was making it seem when I was living there. Like, when I was living there, you would hear, oh, Chicago, they've had 14 shootings in one day, and they be doing all the most. But I was living there during that time, and I was just like, they making it seem like it's the Wild Wild West out here, and it's not like that. It's not. The media hypes it up much worse than what it is. So I'm thinking that probably, I don't know how it is now. When I got ready to leave, it was getting bad because it was a war it had started, and they were starting to, kill people. Like, big bosses was getting killed. Like, it was when I left, it was starting to get bad. It was time. My guy was like, "Oh, come on, pack it up, get your kids, let's go." Yeah, it was getting rough. But I had fun in Chicago, and I made good money in Chicago, and I loved. I just love, how the families are. I miss Chicago. I ain't gonna lie. If I didn't have kids, I could have lived there. If I didn't have my teenagers, because I had teenagers at the time. If I hadn't had my teenagers living there, I could have lived in Chicago. I could go back to Chicago now and live somewhere in Chicago and be cool. But it'd be the kids, because, the kids, they don't know how to stay out the streets, and they want to go out and do this, that, and the other, and all that kind of stuff. But if it was just me by myself, and I didn't have my I didn't have kids, I could live in Chicago. And I would make good money there. I made good money there. I prospered in Chicago. To me, Chicago was a cold Atlanta. That's how I used to say it. Chicago was a cold Atlanta, and Atlanta was a hot Chicago. And it really did. It's like the even more so now. Because Atlanta did not used to have no drive-bys. I'm going to tell you that. Atlanta's thing was home invasions. That's what they used to have. When I first moved down here, that was their issue. They had problems with home invasions. But people wasn't getting shot off the freeway, and they wasn't doing drive-bys and all that wasn't happening. But people from, different places, start moving down here, and they start bringing what they was doing there here. And I know Chicago is one of the places that they have migrated to. But I still love Chicago. I got love for Atlanta and Chicago. I got love. I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing. It was Atlanta and Chicago that brought out the creative side of me. Atlanta brought it out, and then Chicago really stamped it. It was in Chicago that I first started singing. It was Chicago when I first started dealing with the artists. It was Chicago when I started having events for artists and stuff like that. It was Chicago. Atlanta brought out the creativity in me, and it was here that I wrote books and made movies, and I first probably started singing, but it was Chicago that brought it out. It was Chicago. So I definitely encourage you to go and watch Kold and Wendy. Kold times Wendy. That might have me hooked. I'm pissed because I'm like, where is season 2? Y'all have had enough time to put out season 2. That was a whole year ago. Now, in fact, that was women. This sneak peek thing came out in 2022. So maybe the series came out in 20. Maybe the because if they put the sneak peek out in December of 2022, that means the series came out in 2023. Right. So okay. So maybe they're about to put it out. Maybe September or something. I don't know. I need the second series. And then the way it ended, the way that they ended, and I'm not going to spoil it for nobody, but the way that they end episode 8, it made you like, oh snap. Where is season 2? I need season 2. We need some banners. We need season 2. Like that was the bomb. I posted it all. I'm watching it, and it's so good to me. I'm posting in my Facebook groups and stuff. Like y'all gotta go check this out. Like how come ain't nobody been talking about Kold and Wendy? Like how come this is the first time I'm hearing about this? That mug was the bomb. That mug was the bomb. I cannot wait. It's like it reminds me. You remember how Empire was when Empire first came out. You remember how Power was when Power first came out. This right here, Kold and Wendy will have you hooked like that. Y'all remember how when Empire first came out, everybody around the world was, whenever it came on, they was glued because they wanted to see what was about to happen next. That was the bomb too. What happened with Empire is I don't know, they went to the left field and they lost everybody. I don't know what happened. But in the beginning, that first year, please, everybody was sitting in front of the TV watching Empire. Everybody was. And then Power held it down for a long time, man. I still like Power, but it's not like it was, of course. Because I think now they got the Sun. They went on with the Sun and all that. And it's, I don't know. I ain't been able to keep up with it. So I don't know if it's good or not. But Kold and Wendy. Kold and Wendy y'all got me hooked. I'm gonna be mad. I'm looking for the second season. I'm gonna need that second season. Huh? Empire. You never heard of Empire? Empire was I think it was about the music industry too. When they had Cookie. What was it? Let me see. In fact, that took place in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Empire, wasn't that Empire? I'm gonna put Cookie in here. Cookie and Lucius. Yes. Okay. You don't remember where's the thing? You don't remember Empire? This right here. Let me turn around. You don't remember Empire when that came out? I know you gotta remember Empire. No, not the state building. This. The show. Red No Scar, where you been? You don't... No. Okay. You gonna have to check it out. Empire is it was a series that came out and it was a series that came out when was that? What year was that? What year did that come out? It came out in 2019. That was Empire. And then I know you remember Power. You got to remember Power. Because I think 50 Cent, that's 50 Cent's thing. I think Power, I know you remember Power. This right here. I know you remember Power, right? That had everybody. And Tommy? You talking about Tommy? I think that was Tommy. You talking about this right here? Are you Retinal Scar? You talking about Tommy? Tommy was cool. I like Tommy. So anyway, Power was the bomb, and Power had everybody on lock too. But this whole Kold and Wendy is on that kind of level. Yeah, Kold and Wendy's gonna have you hooked like that. Yes, yeah. Yes. Malik, yes. I don't even know what happened with that. And it was doing so good too. I don't know what happened with that. Yep, was I living in Chicago during that time? No, I was back in Atlanta. 2019, I was back in Atlanta. I wasn't living in Chicago. Now, what was his name? What was his name? It wasn't Justin, was it? I can't remember what his name was. The one in Empire. Hold on. You said it's a white actor? I don't know. I don't remember. You said whitish dude? I don't know. I don't know. The colored eye. Oh, you talking about what's his name? Terrence? You talking about Terrence Howard? I mean, not is that Terrence? Is that his name? Not Terrence Howard. What is that? What is that? Terrence Howard? Let me see. Is it Terrence Howard? I'm talking about. Oh, you talking about him? You talking about? Let me turn this around. You talking about? Wait a minute. You talking about him? You about Terrence Howard? He's the one that was in. Yeah. Yeah. He was in Empire. And that was the bomb. Everybody was when that first year that it came out, everybody was like waiting to see what the next episode was gonna be like. Like it was like they had the world on lock for like a whole year. They really did. They had everybody on lock for a whole year. Yeah, that was his name. That was his name, Jesse. Yeah, I don't know what. That's when he did that whole thing. I don't know why he did that. He was doing good too in his career. I thought, I don't. And it was after Empire Empire gone off at the time. I don't know, but I do remember that when he said he was attacked or something. Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah. He ain't had nothing out since then. Yeah. So I just wanted to share this with y'all because it had me glued. I was like, hold on here. Wait, how come ain't nobody been talking about Kold and Wendy? I'm like, this mug is the bomb. Like, where is season 2? um, you know, Dave Chappelle always picking with people. You know what I'm saying? Dave is funny. They gave Dave a hard way to go too for a little bit. Hollywood. It's crazy how the actors and actresses are coming out and they really, they ain't too happy about Hollywood. Oh, that might be why they ain't put it out yet because there was some, the actors and actresses they went on strike, right? Maybe that's why we ain't seen season 2 yet because they went on strike. I do remember that. I remember, and I don't know if they still on strike. Oh, for real. He is funny. He don't care. You know what I love about Dave Chappelle? He don't care what you think. He gonna say what he wanna say, and he don't care if you don't like it. And I like straightforward people like that. I like people who are just because I'm straightforward. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them kind of people. I'm just straightforward. So his jokes are funny to me because he's straightforward, and he can be straightforward with a straight face and still have you laughing. That's what I like about him. Yeah. But so definitely y'all go and watch that. If you looking for something to look at, you want something that's going to capture you from the very first episode and not let you go until you reach the 8th episode, go and watch Kold and Wendy. And Wendy is treacherous. She is like, she's straight. When I say she's straight gangster, you hear about, there are females that are, in gangs and this, that, and the other, But to see one portrayed in action, Wendy is straight. Wendy gangster. Wendy is gangster. What'd you say? Yep, to take their share out of streaming. Right, because I think especially with this AI stuff, you know, somehow, you know, they're getting cheated out of money. But the thing is, entertainment is just so grimy. Period. You really don't get, the creators really don't get what they should get. They really don't. Um, I hate when I get my nails done and then they don't last, and I got it. Look at that. I got peeling it. But they don't get paid. The artists aren't the only ones that's getting scammed out of money. You know. But then again, if you think about it, artists have been complaining about money for ages. You hear the old school artists talk about how um, they got scammed of money and they wasn't getting paid and stuff. But you're just now hearing about, or I'm just now hearing about, Hollywood actors and actresses. I think Monique is the first one who really brought it to anybody's attention. And then, what's her name? That plays Cookie in Empire. I forget her name. What's her? I always forget her name. Thank you. I did it myself. I braided my own hair. I do that. I've been wearing my natural. I've been rocking my natural hair for a minute, but I just was like, I'll be ready for change. Ladies, we be like, that's why women wear makeup, lipstick, this and that, because we like to change. We don't like the same thing. That's the beauty of being a woman. So I have learned how to do my own hair. So I like different styles and different stuff, and I'm just ready. And I found hair that actually matched my hair. I said, "Come on now." That's what's up. Appreciate you, Retina Scar. Have a good day. So I'm not gonna step here long, y'all. I just want to come up here and let y'all know, that I still haven't had no cigarettes. 11 days, 11 days. I'm on the 11th day. I have not smoked a cigarette in 11 days. I have not had any candy in 11 days. I have not had no potato chips in 11 days. Hey! I'm so proud of myself. And then I wanted to let y'all know about uh, this Kold and Wendy. That episode, I saw it on Roku. I don't know if it's on other stations. It might be on other channels or cable or whatever. But you definitely can go and look at the. You can go and look at the trailer. Thank you. But you know what? The first the first day was easy. Second day, third day. That fourth day was hard. The eighth day was freaking torture. But it's getting easier. I'm noticing that it's getting easier. Like I still feel the cravings, but it's not as bad. And then I have I've been having my sunflower seeds and stuff, and so that helps. Like when I feel that urge to smoke coming, I go and get my sunflower seeds, and I've been using that to help me because I didn't do a patch or anything this time. And I told my son, asked me, he said, "Well, Mom, are you going to, still do it, after the 31 days?" I don't know. I'll just have to see how I feel in 31 days. But I don't want to be thinking about that now because that'll have me discouraged. I just want to take it one day at a time. I understand now why when people are in AA meetings and they tell them one day at a time, because that's really how you got to take addictions of all type. You just got, if you can get through the day, right? Then that is a big accomplishment. And then if you can get through the next day, then that's a big accomplishment. Like one day at a time. So that's how I'm taking this. I'm taking this one day at a time. Maybe next I'll deal with coffee, but look, I can't do everything at once. Maybe I'll work on coffee next. But right now, I just wanted to see, could I do it? Patricia, you've been smoking for 30 something years, almost 40 years. Can you put it down? Are you able to control your flesh? That was my whole thing. And I just wanted to see if I was able to do it. And then God inspired me to do it online. And maybe He inspired me to do it online to encourage other people who may be feeling the same way. May have been wanting to, try quitting, and maybe they needed an online partner. So if you've been trying to quit something and you need an online partner, here I go, here I go, here I go. Here I go, here I go. I'm down for it because I just feel like, you know, if you either you can control it or it controls you. So if you have something that you're doing that you cannot go a day without, then it's controlling you. But we should never allow any substance or thing to control us, right? We should always be able to quit whenever. But a lot of people don't even realize that they can't, or they've never really tried. I'm not going to say they can't, but they haven't tried. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm doing. So I appreciate that. And then I do these lives because it helps me too. When I get to those modes where I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, then I come and do a video, and it helps me to it takes my mind off of it, because it's just about putting your mind on something else. So I just wanted to come and share that with y'all. Y'all gotta go watch that. Kold and Wendy. Kold and Wendy. Those is two bad mamma jammas, and it's just like, oh wow. Whoever wrote that, where's that? Kold and Wendy. Who wrote that? Because that writer did an awesome and amazing job. I swear to goodness. Oh, I can see myself on the thing. Who wrote that? I hate when I want to see who wrote it. Oh, you can actually write, so you can watch it on Prime Video. If you have Prime Video, you can watch it. But I'm trying to see who wrote it. Oh, and they on the south side of Chicago. See, when I lived in Chicago, I was on the west side. This mug was so good. Kudos to, I'm trying to see who wrote it. Kudos to you, because y'all did an amazing job, and the ladies did an amazing job, and I can't see who wrote it. You probably got to go in and actually watch it to see who wrote it, but yeah. Kold and Wendy, y'all. Go and watch Kold and Wendy. Go and watch Kold and Wendy. It's so it's like when it makes you think. It's like you're able to look at trap music, drill music from both sides of the spectrum. We know, and ain't no doubt about it, that the children do watch it. They do try to be just like the artists, and they do a lot of craziness, and a lot of people have committed crimes, listen to it, all that kind of stuff. We know that's to be true. However, to look at it from the other side of just, this is their life. This is why they wanted to write about it, because this is their life. This is what they, this is who they are. They're rapping about their experience. They're rapping about the streets and all that kind of stuff. So I always understood the concept. I just think that when it became obvious that, what they say, when life begins to imitate art, or is it another word? However, what is it I'm trying to say? When art. Is it art imitates life? Is that how that goes? I can't think how this what I'm trying to say, but it's just like they took they made it. They took their creative thing, and people who probably wouldn't even really live in that life started trying to live that life and portray that. And so a lot of talented artists and people have lost their life trying to imitate art. Did I say that right? I don't know if I said that right. But when for all the time that I had spent working in that industry and dealing with the rap artists and stuff, and I remember when in 2012, I didn't see the harm in it, I didn't see the harm in it. But over the years, it just became treacherous. It was really bad, really, really bad. So that's when I wrote this song. I'm gonna play this and I'm up out of here. I did it on YouTube. I mean, I did it on Facebook as a freestyle first. Whatever happened? What happened to music? Somebody tell me. Somebody send down an SOS and rescue music. Whatever happened to music? Like Marvin Gaye, and a little Prince, or some Jodeci. Whatever happened to a little Mid-Large, and a little Outkast, and a little Fugees? Whatever happened, yeah, to the music? Somebody send out an SOS and save our music.
Contact.
Hey,
Must be a reason.
this Conte the hero.
I'm speaking.
He from Atlanta.
Sing about love and the struggles we face just because. And when we feel down, it would give the people hope. You listen to a song and remember every note. Forget the 3 minutes, cause the band be on one. If it touches your soul, you can bet it be a long one. That music, it takes you back, let's do it. Bring that back cause we need it. Lord, I receive it. So salute the Vandross and Curtis Blow for my ears. Music got a way to go, and I fear that we never make it. Not until we form our own and we take it. So much talent, but it just get wasted. Cause good music equals no place. No ownership equals no say. Stop killing in the music, okay? What happened to the music today?
To the music, somebody send out an SOS and save our music. Whatever happened to music? Do you remember that good old music? Whatever happened? Somebody help us. Somebody send out an SOS and save our music. So I'm just one more song. So this song right here I did when I was living in Chicago. I'd had 2 versions of Superwoman. The first version was just me, and the second version was me and 2 artists. Milani, Janae, and Solo Exquisite. So this right here, I was actually in Chicago when I did this one. I'll show you. I was living in Chicago when I created this version of Superwoman with Milani and Solo. I was actually on a train filming that. I had my phone. Yeah. Yeah, I was in, oh, I'm getting hot. It's hot in Georgia, y'all. Alright, so I'm about to get up off here. Peace and love to y'all. Wait a minute. That was my first time. This right here was my first time ever performing the song. That was my first time. My son, that picture of my son, he's now in the military. Anyway, I'm hot. I done got hot up here. So peace and love, y'all. Have a great day.